Events at Hope Botanical Gardens have reignited the debate about entertainment venues in the capital, with concerns about noise, about traffic, and the lack of suitable spaces for large events. Dr. Carol Archer is a professor of urban planning and public policy at UTECH, and she's zooming in now to explain why Kingston keeps facing these challenges, what the solutions are, and how the city could better help support the entertainment sector. Good morning, Doc. How are you?
Morning, Doc.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure.
Nefil and I are here having a discussion about whether you can say Professor Doctor or Doctor Professor.
You know, I don't know, but I call me Carol.
Okay, good. So we don't feel so bad. Doc, this is a discussion it's been held for so long. We talk about the entertainment venues in Kingston, why we don't have enough. We've spoken about zones ad nauseum. Why are we still talking about this in 2026?
Well, again, as this has been said elsewhere, the lack of planning or spaces. And it's not just Kingston, but of course, because of where the population is concentrated, Kingston is how we use the city has become a problem because we have conflicting uses. We have residential and we have entertainment that carries with it noise at certain time of the day. When you want to rest, you hear the sound and you're being disturbed. And, people invest in real estate. They buy their homes in places because they want to have peace and quiet. And because of the conflicting use, they're unable to enjoy the property because we have not taken the time to organize our city. And as the city expand, we need to give consideration to these issues. I note, as I was a patron at Lost in Time, not only was I a patron, but I keenly observed what happened over the 2 days. And I kudos to the organizers and also to the residents, because I don't think it could have happened without all the stakeholders coming together and reaching a consensus. And I think that's what happened for the success of this. As a patron, I experienced limited traffic, which meant that they would have sat down and mapped it and, give some consideration. Where do you park and bring people in? I was there early enough not to be caught in the last wave of the traffic. And I left, I was strategic to park at a particular location so I could have, exited the venue in reasonable time. But I think overall...
What time did they finish on this? What was it, Saturday, Sunday?
The Sunday.
What time did they finish on the Sunday?
At 10 o'clock.
Sunday, it was, because they had technical glitches, I think it was slated to finish at 10, but it finished a little later, maybe an hour, probably less than that.
No, it ended at 10:30, Professor. But what I want to ask you, I know we have a Noise Abatement Act. Is it just the noise or the time that we hear in the noise? In other words, suppose I keep a dance and we're done by 10:30, everybody go home. That's okay? Or is when it reaches 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock and everybody say, no, man, this is supposed to be done long time?
The act specified the time, but also the volume, because the pitch at which the noise, it can be very disruptive and also affect your health. Yeah. So that's a consideration as well.
I find it interesting, though, because you mentioned the stakeholders and the buy-in, which is key in a situation like that. So I'm wondering if this new paradigm can exist where, yes, it's a bit of a quote-unquote encroachment on the residential area, but once all the stakeholders are bought in and there's a reasonable cutoff time, if this could become a new way of doing things, or if it's something that we're really looking to move away from because it's not sustainable.
No, we have to bring all the stakeholders to the table, and we have to do so in reasonable time so that the residents can make the necessary provisions, because there are persons who just are not satisfied with being in that situation. So if they have enough time, they can make the adjustments. Traffic organizing the traffic so that the average residents can go about their lives and livelihood in a normal and peaceful and, organized way. So it requires bringing the stakeholders together and putting out the information in a timely way. And I think this was done. I really, compared to the other events that I have attended elsewhere in Jamaica, the one by Plantation Cove recently, that was horrid in terms of traffic. It was an absolute
It always
nightmare.
is. That venue always is. It always is. Plantation Cove is always.
Professor, finding out that you're a party lady,
Don't
Professor. You're a party.
Reveal.
Professor, I feel you are one of the problems, Professor. You're a party lady. But in a serious way, we talk about entertainment zones, but events. In other words, me and Sim want to have an event at a nice little place. When you have an entertainment zone, then everybody have a key party at the same place. That not sound so wonderful to me.
Not necessarily. And I think also one of the things we have to be mindful of is these are not where everybody can go there. It's certain events can take place at certain time.
Okay.
So when you have, say, for example, a downtown Kingston, the Kingston waterfront, you would imagine, given the location of that, would be ideal for the open air type of and loud noise, because you have fewer residential areas in the vicinity.
Right.
And at the time and the type of event, it's more conducive for that location in the city. In, let's say, Hope Gardens, with a designation of garden and it's a historic site, there are certain events that can be permitted there. So when you have your weddings and your corporate events, parties, Hope Gardens is ideal. What we have been doing, I'm speaking now because I'm involved with the Nature Preservation Foundation. I serve on the board. We've been working with the residents of Hope Pastures and Mona to meet with them. They are and of course, the other agencies involved in granting permits for these events. So we monitor the noise with the various technology that's available to us through the police and the local authorities. The residents, they have their various social media group where they inform us and the other stakeholders as to the event. And with that, we are able to make decisions about the types of events to have at Hope Garden. There's the Ronnie Williams Center, there's Emancipation Park. And so it's a question now of the authorities to decide where we have these entertainment spaces and the types of events we can have within these entertainment spaces.
Doc, I wonder why an area like the UA Mona Bowl isn't used more. Seems like a suitable venue. It's decidedly, further from residential, no? It's been used with great success. So I'm wondering.
We have some halls, though. We have some halls.
Well,
depending on where, while school is going on.
No, but
and it's technically not a public space. I think the issue here for us is those areas that are designated public spaces.
Okay.
I see.
Okay.
I see. Okay. As opposed to a private entity.
Yeah. You mentioned Emancipation Park. You mentioned Ronnie Williams. Anywhere else that you think parties could be held?
Well, there's the Kingston waterfront, and of course over by the or beaches, as you know, the beach parks, stadium. Right. Of course, both the arena and the stadium. Those are spaces. I know that through NEPA and the KCMC, they were considering the area within the Palisados Strip. But again, that requires, you have to have the data, the evidence to show in terms of the impact of the noise, impact of traffic, and also the residents of the area. So it's not where you can just say, okay, well, this is what is zoned, or this area should be. It has to be studied. You just don't determine land use based on a feeling. Mm-hmm. You have to do the assessment.
Yep.
I've heard, and I think it can be considered again, providing that we have the evidence to support sections of Portmore. That should also. Back in the days when we looked at it, I was asked to give some consideration. That area referred to as Back Road. It's considered an entertainment space for particular purposes at this point. But I think it can be so designed for other forms of legitimate entertainment.
Final question from me, Professor. Where are you partying this weekend?
I am going to the food festival.
Professor, thank you for your insight this morning, and sorry for blowing up your entire life. Nashville is just awful and mixed up, so which I think you know, but enjoy yourself at that event. I think it's going to be fantastic.
I'm looking
so we hope you have a good
to
time.
Great to see you, Professor. I don't know what can happen at Back Road, but maybe the next time you can tell us what kind of parties could be held over here. Professor, I love you.
You notice when she said Back Road, clap and go, ho, ho, ho. Yeah. He's read about it a lot.
Yeah.
Dr. Carol Archer, Professor of Urban Planning and Public Policy at the University of Technology. We've got to pray for our crew, guys.
Yeah.
It is a Wendy's, but I never said anything, Joe. I'm just saying he's done a lot of research. He's very knowledgeable, about a lot of things.
Well, he lives close to that area.
He does.
Yes.
He does. He frequents. He traverses it regularly.
Yep.
And he's also read a lot about the space.
And apparently he knows some of the people who live on that road there.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, apparently.
How well does he know that?
I don't know, but he was telling me that, he would check out some of them at home every now and again. So after the break, we sit with an Australian cinematographer, Zinzan Zif, about his experience in Jamaica. I don't know if he got that place yet, but we will find out. We'll soon come.